Okay, so back in the land of the camels, we've just finished drilling out at Jabal Sahabiya, so we're going to go and take a look. Well, actually finished a while ago, still waiting for samples. So we're going to go and take a look at what we think we found. I've got to be careful because we're still waiting for sample results, so we won't be revealing too much. And we're in Bisha, so this is the nearest airport to the project. So there's the main street. That's Murad, I think that's Murad preparing the vehicle there. There it is. Okay, so about 90-minute drive to the project from here, so we're on the road.
Hello Jesse, welcome to the mess. And look at this is the office for the Jews. You can come in. So look at the office, this is for the Jews. They are working here. And okay, let's go to the kitchen. This is the kitchen for the stuff. Kitchen, everything. Okay, this is the sitting area when they will want to relax here. This is the kitchen area, the sitting area. Hello. This is for the
Dear bedroom.
And there is another room.
Another one here. Ah, that's good.
Okay, so we're here at Jabal Muwaykara, known as Jabal Im. It's June, so it's kind of hot, and behind me you can make out the drill pads from our previous drilling program. So there are 10 drill holes into this Gossan, and they were essentially, now how to explain this, so I think you can, these GoPros, I'm not real crack at picking up distance, but you might be able to see the collars between Andy, Jess, Sarah there in the vehicles. What we were doing is targeting a Gossan of copper, gold, zinc, silver mineralization down underneath this, underneath that sand, or what we call the body, its extension under the sand. We're still waiting for results, so there's not much I can say other than that we have found the Gossan, obviously continuing down underneath that sand. Now this is a scout drilling program. So what's a scout drilling program? It's just a very early stage drilling program. It's not the first one in here, but the last one was drilled in the late 1970s by Rio Finex, and it was on-site assay labs, old sort of assay process, shallow holes, shallow vertical holes. So this is a little bit more thought out and a little bit more expansive in terms of trying to lay out the extents of this mineralization. But Scout is really just to prove concept, and then if the concept's proven, then to come back and do some drilling at a later stage. And so that's what we've just finished here, some Scout drilling to prove the concept, and we'll know more about that once we get all the results and we can publicly release them. And then the next stage would be following this off into the distance. Not this, I should say, not the Gossan. The Gossan will only extend for a certain distance out underneath the wadi, because it's the rusted, if you like, sort of superficial expression of the mineralization we're looking for, which is sulfides, so shiny metals. Like all shiny metals, when they're exposed to an oxidizing environment, they rust. And so this won't extend for too much longer. But what we're really after is the sulfides beneath this, which Rio Phoenix did not intersect, and that gives us. Sorry, this is a long ramble, but that gives us an indication of what style of mineralization this really is, because a gossan is a complicated rock of a bunch of metals that are perhaps some more resistant, some more mobile than others. Rock, part of the rock that's been dissolved by sulfuric acid. So, you've got sulfides, and when they react with water to produce sulfuric acid, so parts of the host rock are dissolved. So we only really know what the primary mineralization is and what the actual target is when we hit sulfides beneath this thing, if that makes any sense at all.
What's this noise?
Smile a wave! Smile a wave!
If you go back through some of our previous vlogs, you might recognize this spot. This is what we call Wadi Real, and it sits in what we call the Hanash Corridor, which is a big area of, I say big, so it's 5 kilometers long, it's about 2.5 kilometers wide, of magnetic low. So that's an area that we think is low in remnant magnetism because it's been altered by fluids related to mineralization. So we've drilled a couple of holes into this. Just have a pan around, you can see it's quartz vein. Okay, there's our drill collars down here. Okay, these were the last 2 holes in our drilling campaign. And they were a bit of where Andy is an old drill hole that we don't have results for. Drilled by another operator back, actually not that long ago, 2007. And we don't have the results for that. So we've just drilled those to see if they intersected anything. And again, that's going to have to wait until we publish results. Mr. Beale. Okay, so we're on a prospect. It's about all we can say about it at this stage. One of the key qualities of the targets that we're seeing here in Saudi Arabia that we need to define is whether they have bulk tonnage potential. Okay, so what does that mean? It's whether they're whether it's gold or copper grade distributed over a volume significant enough and with a concentration enough to warrant building a mine. Okay, so what we do find a lot of in Saudi Arabia are a small vein style copper or gold occurrences, and what we do find some of are these other styles of intrusion related, as we call it, gold plus or minus copper systems that have got more volume potential. So it's really important when we land on these things to define whether it's you know, these are not discrete end members. There's a zonation between the two, obviously, like everything. So it's important for us to, in this case, this particular one we're on, to see bulk tonnage potential. You want to add anything?
I hadn't thought of it. Yes, no, it's a
That's Andy, by the way.
super hot day out here, but some lovely geology that we're able to see. And we're looking at a number of potential stacked vein occurrences. And as Tim mentioned, it's just key to see, do they repeat themselves enough? And was the material in between anomalous enough also? So combined creates a target which is of interest to us. Hi there, my name is Andrew. I'm a reconnaissance geologist for Royal Road Arabia. I've been with the company for about 6 months now, and been really focused on getting the company ready for the latest tender round which has been issued by the Ministry of Mines. Spent the last few months, we've travelled about I think it's 12,000 kilometres over parts of the Arabian Shield, looking at 30 or 40 main projects that are of interest to us, and we're sitting here on one which is obviously quite rich in copper, and one target that we're very interested in. So it's you know, there's nothing that really beats boots on the ground when it comes to exploration. You can sit in front of a computer and use your AI and do all this sort of stuff, but ultimately it comes down to going out into the field, looking at the rocks, taking measurements, taking samples, and that's what we're doing here on Royal Road. So it's been a great 6 months so far, and the next couple of months are going to be pretty key to us as a company going forward, hopefully acquiring some new projects, and then we'll be ready to go for the next phase.
A beautiful morning on day, I don't know. We're just packing up, ready to go. Again, looking at more reconnaissance targets, so targets that we've identified remotely that we believe are going to be part of an upcoming tender opportunity here in Saudi. It's this usual routine, so trucks are being checked. There's Murad. Morning, Murad. Invaluable. Okay, so one thing that's probably not obvious, especially to young geologists, is the value of guys like Murad, who are essentially senior field assistants, and just make life easy for, you know, for exploration. Make sure everything's in order, checking the cars, fueling them up of a night time, making sure the fridges are packed with drinks and fruit and whatever we need during the day, reporting in, keeping us safe and on the move. Sultan.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Today we will, every day we do a pre-start before we go to the field. We check the oil level here, and we check the radiator level, and checking the finger of the batteries, and checking the level of the brake and the steering, and after that checking the tires and checking the lights of the car. Yeah.
Shukran. Good. كيف حالك؟
كويس.
الحمد لله. A lot of the time when we are looking for deposits here in Saudi Arabia, we're in environments like that. Okay, and in fact just behind us, let me see it with the camera now. Just behind us is a gold mine. And almost always we're in these lowlands, and that's quite unique from my experience anyway. Normally gold is in them there hills, as they say, it's in the mountains, but not here. It's quite different, and same goes with copper. The things that we're looking for, we're generally always down in these wadis. What temperature do you think it is, Sultan?
200.
It is really hot just now. Normally we would have knocked off by now, summer working hours, so we stop at midday, but it's midday just now, and my watch, for what it's worth, is saying it's 45 degrees. It's hot.